Hello, dear friends. My name is Bashir Fadl. We're continuing our journey today into artificial intelligence, ChatGPT more specifically, and how it could benefit us in terms of our income. So we're going to share this screen. We're going to log into ChatGPT and look at some real life examples. However, before I do that, I just want to talk about a couple of things. We had some videos before. We got some great feedback where some people talked about, wow, somebody did a business plan and it's going to take them a week. They had an accountant that was going to charge them a few $100s. And they said, you know what? After I watched your video, I went into ChatGPT, said, hey, we'll create a business plan for such and such. It was created, took it to the bank and got approved for my loan. Somebody else was doing some medical research and had ChatGPT help them and was able to finish things much faster. Of course, referencing ChatGPT, which is important, the ethical part. So the point that I just want to stress before we look at those real life examples is that ChatGPT and artificial intelligence is not the future. A lot of people talk about it that it's the future. Well, guess what? It's not the future. It's the present. No, it's not the present. It's already the past. What do I mean by it's already past? What I mean is there's a school in Switzerland. That's the most expensive school in the world. Some of the world's greatest leaders graduate from there, some of the wealthiest families, because it's the most expensive school in the world, literally. And guess what? Elementary school, middle school, high school are already learning how to use ChatGPT in the classroom because they're future leaders. They need to get things done more efficiently, more wisely, and in a fast and optimal manner. So they're forcing their kids and teaching their kids at this age to use it. Let's add a swing to it. Fifth graders in a school in Kentucky, the state of Kentucky, are already using ChatGPT. It's just like when calculators first came out, teachers were saying, no, you got to use your brains. You can't use a calculator. That's cheating. Well, guess what? Everybody uses it in calculus and differential equations today. Then came computers. No, you cannot use computers. You got to use your brain. Well, today, everything is remote. Everybody's working off a computer. And then artificial intelligence is just there today. Part of your Bing browser when you're on Edge, Microsoft Edge, you go to your Bing browser. Once you're on the waiting list and you get approved, guess what? You search something, you have your information on the left side of the screen, and on the right side, you have that chatbot that's replying back to you, which is ChatGPT 4.0. ChatGPT has a cousin called Bard, which is Google. So Google is going to have that here out in a couple of days. Same thing. You're going to ask your question. It's going to generate the answers to you, artificial intelligence. Next, you have Salesforce. They have what's called Einstein. So that's their artificial intelligence that's going to suggest how you can sell things better. Without further ado, let's just jump into it. Again, this is the website, openai.com. We have a couple of videos if you want to reference them on how to create your account. That's where you go in, you log in, and you're with Mr. ChatGPT. And you're ready to ask your questions. So a lot of times, simple sales. I know a lot of people that buy cars and want to sell them. They go to Copart, buy used cars, fix them up, and they want to sell it. They put it on Facebook Marketplace or other websites, and there's a challenge there. What's the challenge? You put a picture of a car. I put a picture of the same car. And your sells in 24 hours. Mine takes a week or two to sell. Reason being, if it's the same car, same look, same color, model, everything, make and model, the only difference is you described your car with beautiful, great, attractive words. And mine was just like, this is a car with 4 doors and whatever, 6 cylinders, and buy my car. Here's the price. And you did it, same price, but you were able to kind of put the right words out there. So if I'm trying to sell my car on Marketplace, let's see how can ChatGPT help me with that? So I'm just going to say, create a script to sell RAV4 or Toyota RAV4 on Facebook Marketplace. Let's see if I can get some help on just selling something. While this script is being written, let's look at Cochran. She's an amazing lady. If you watch Shark Tank, she's one of the people in there. She does an amazing work with real estate. She's one of the greatest real estate, has a great company out of New York with tens, if not hundreds of people that work in her company under her. And she talks about how you have to use ChatGPT to be able to sell homes nowadays, because you're going to sell it faster. You're going to have better rebuttals. You're going to be able to write your contracts faster. You're going to be able to describe your property much better and have more brilliant words to describe it and be able to sell it faster. And her staff is encouraged to use ChatGPT, including herself. And that's why they're able to execute much faster. So if you're in real estate trying to sell a home, if you're in your car dealer and trying to sell a car, or just an individual that's trying to sell your car, look at this. I mean, those are things that I would not have thought of. If I'm just going to put my car, I'm just going to say, hey, here's the car, what it is, and what you need to do to buy it. But look how it got a lot more granular on kind of describing the car, talking about, stylish and reliable and sleek, interior and exterior. And I just got into things that are very, very attractive. Now, a lot of people that need something done will go to websites such as Upwork or Fiverr, which is 5rr.com. And that's where you get things. I need somebody to help me write my resume. I haven't, worked in a while, or I have what's called a CV, and I'm trying to convert it to a resume and be able to make sure, when I apply, I want to get that job and stuff. So what do? I go to a website such as Fiverr and type resume. And it shows me, well, here's someone who can help you to create a resume for $175, for $70, for $75, another $75. Here's for $190. Okay. So I can create a profile and say, I can help you create your resume. And I'm going to compete with those guys at 70, 70, 75. I'm going to say, you know what, just $50, $45. I'll create a resume. In a lot of those cases, you're going to notice it's going to take days to do it. So this person over here says 7 days delivery. I can actually say 24-hour delivery. And you send me and you say, okay, I'm an accountant with 7 years of experience. How can you help me, write my resume? I'll just go to ChatGPT for the initial template and type in create resume for accountant with 7 years experience. What I'm looking for is a skeleton. Again, don't think of AI as being 100% perfect. Think about it as 95, 96% right. So there's always going to be a little bit tweaking that we're going to do at the end, but at least it gets us started. It gets us in that starting point. So right now, what is ChatGPT doing? It's starting that resume. It's showing me that first I'm going to need to put their contact information, their objective, their summary. There's a lot of words that people might miss, but notice how it caught the important words that accountants are looking for. When it comes to accountants in a company, you're looking for someone that's going to do financial statement, closing processes, accounts payable, account reconciliations, accounts receivable, forecasting, budgets. So it nailed each and every one of those things that's going to make your resume very shiny, attractive, and so on. It gives me a good starting point. Now it's just not more than just plugging in the person's company, the names, and the things that they have covered. It talks about the software that they're using. I need to plug in the name of the software they actually used. And instead of 7 days, within a matter of 24 hours, I can turn back and make my $30, $40 from that person and go into the next resume and the next resume. I can do 10 resumes a day at that pace. And other people cannot compete with me, no matter how much experience that they have, because I've used and I've leveraged ChatGPT. ChatGPT and artificial intelligence has been used in so many places. That's why I say it's not the future, it's not the present, it's actually the past, because it's already been used in healthcare. It passed, MCAT exams. It's already being used, for in different areas, such as biomedical research has been used in clinical research, decision making, and of course medical documentation. It has all the information, so it's much faster than any doctor, nurse, medical profession in the world in terms of documentation. So leverage it, use it to your advantage. Another thing is law. It's very interesting that a judge recently passed a judgment, and part of the reference that he used in the summary that he presented, or the judgment that he presented, was ChatGPT. So it's the present. It's very valuable. It's very powerful. It's going to help us make a lot of money. Looking at my field, for example, my field is IT. So again, I can go in here and create an account and say, hey, I can create Python programs for you. So let's see, people are charging what, $85, $150, 25, more or less, whatever the rate is, again, depending on how much code you're going to create and generate. And let's say this person says $100, there's 7-day delivery for the code that you need and kind of what you're using it for. But suppose someone just wants to read a CSV file using Python code. Again, I'll just go into ChatGPT and type in, this is for a lot of college students that are taking a Java class or a Python class and are trying to make some money out of it. We'll type in create Python program to read CSV file. And so normally what I would need is to go into my computer and kick off my IDE and create that environment. Remember, what library do I need to include or import to generate CSV files, or read them? And while I'm doing that and setting up, ChatGPT is almost done with what I'm supposed to be doing. So all I need to do once it's done is just copy that code, put it into my in there, and put what parameters I need, test it out a couple of times, make sure it works. If there's exception handlers that I need to do. So what could have taken hours, or in other cases, my competition on Fiverr needs 7-day delivery, I could do in a matter of 5 to 10, 15 minutes and move on to the next person. Not only that, somebody else jumps in and said, I need the same code, but in Java. Again, I have worked with Python a lot. It's been a while since I worked with Java. Instead of worrying about which libraries I'm going to do and what parameters, let's go ahead and see if ChatGPT is smart enough. So create JavaScript to read CSV file. And again, by the time I'm kicking off my computer and trying to do this and trying to do that, ChatGPT has already started in a couple of minutes. Well, not even a couple of minutes, in a minute, it's going to be done writing that code. All I have to do is just copy it, test it out in my environment, parameters, add in exception handling that I need, and just make sure that it's working fine. And then I'll post it back and we're done. And I made my $30 in less than 30 minutes. So it's a great way of not only making money, but being relevant to today. If kids at 5th grade are using ChatGPT and being taught how to use it, tomorrow it's too late for us to learn it. We have to learn it today. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. If you do, please subscribe and press the like button. And we hope to see you in the future. And let us know how your feedback of ChatGPT is so far.